what is the last, where do you begin working on over the last 4 or 5
Oh
days?
boy. There's no facet of the game that we're playing well in right now. We started out rebounding the ball well and didn't finish that. Our ball movement is not good. Defensively, we're giving up way too many easy baskets. We're a poorly coached team. This is all on me. Our parts are better than what we're playing right now. Our players are better. Got a great staff. Coaching's about trust. Players don't trust what I'm saying. There's not connection there, and that's on me. That's my job to do that. So there's no facet of the game that we're playing well in right now. And, really disappointed in the way we're playing. But again, that's on me. Attention to detail, not there. When we play hard, we don't play smart. There were times in transition defense where we didn't play hard, and that's also on me. It's my job to get them to play hard. So got to get a better connection with our ball team. Again, it's not the assistants. They're doing a great job. Players are better than what they're showing. We just got to get together and figure out a way to improve in every facet of the game.
Even if there's only one direction to go in some ways, then I appreciate that. I mean, you're not out there playing defense when you allow 62+% shooting. So, okay. But how are you built to win? Like, even if you got 60 a night from your big three, where is another 20 coming from? Right.
Well, we're definitely a different team when Nate's not on the floor. If you look at our plus minus, you look at any facet, when Nate's not on the floor, we're a different team. And he's very questionable for tomorrow night. So, we're just a different team without Nate. But I agree. TK has been inconsistent with his scoring. Dev and Dez at the three haven't hit their stride yet. Sean and Big E. We thought depth was going to be a big part of our team, and figuring out how to play those two guys with the other two guys inside, hasn't been put together at all. And Way, Way and I have, I just don't know if he doesn't understand. He's taking a lot of quick shots, a lot of bad shots. He's had a couple good days of practice here. He's got to be part of it. We need his scoring. We need his ball handling with Jackson and TK playing 35 minutes. Their defense really lags, and I think their shooting percentages are affected by that. So, we need Way to come along. So it's like I said, it's a work in progress. Those three guys do have to play well for us to beat good teams, to play anybody. And we haven't had them all on one night, which is going to be important here moving forward. But you're right, we've got to have other guys step up, and we've got to get them comfortable. We've got to get them comfortable with the role. And, that hasn't been easy to define because practices haven't been, we've had so many guys miss practice, and, we had Dev and Nate yesterday or the last 2 days. So, we haven't had the kind of practices I wanted to have, but we just got to move forward and try to figure out a way to put the pieces together.
How much of the offensive struggles is the fix of just attacking the hoop, whether it's for yourself or for others? Doesn't feel like this team's doing that enough.
Not at all. We don't get to the free throw line nearly enough. I'm not sure, our guard strength, Jackson's quick, and TK, has had trouble finishing inside. Dev and Dez, need to get kind of a TJ Bamba, attack the rim mentality. But no, we feel much more comfortable standing on the perimeter, trying to take a contested three than getting to the basket. And again, we get some free throws throwing it inside, but we don't get any free throws driving the ball at the basket.
You mentioned that they're just not, the message isn't getting across. What's the role of Jackson and Nate and Kwame and maybe helping get that message through?
Well, they've been with us, when we've had, decent teams and got to the tournament. So, you hope those experiences would give you some, background, to develop a team. Nate's trying to be vocal. Jackson's trying to pick it up. But we don't have a connection. And, I talked to the team about that. And, we rebounded the heck out of the ball against Auburn, which we needed to do to stay in the game against their athletes. But then the next night against San Diego State, we don't rebound or defend. And we lose Nate early in the second half, or first half, really. His ankle twisted. And, so again, those three guys are, trying to give us some leadership. But it's a new group, and, that connection between the team, has got to improve.
Talk just about their vocal leadership needing to improve. Have you seen a little bit of improvement into that, or do you still think that in order for this team to get, like you mentioned, like where their talent is able to reach their potential, do they have to be even more vocal? Have you seen improvement, or do you still think?
Well, they're trying. No, like I said, Nate's trying. Jackson's trying to pick it up. They don't like losing. Those guys are competitors, and like I said, they want to enjoy the season. And last week was no fun. So again, they know we got a lot of work to do. It's been hard, like I said, with so many guys out of practice now that trying to get a feel for what we want to do, how we want to play this week. Has been a little difficult, but I'm confident the guys, at some point in time will figure it out. We'll want to work with each other, want to work with the staff and myself, and we'll get better. But we sure haven't, and that's on me, because our players are better than what we've shown. And again, the attention to detail, playing hard, playing smart, has just not been there. And that's a reflection of the coach. So we got to get a hell of a lot better. I know that.
Second half against Creighton, offensively, something clicked. What was it, and how repeatable is it, regardless of opponent, for the future that you have?
Well, we start taking the ball at the basket. KJ started taking the ball at the basket, kind of like you said. We didn't have really our guards taking it like I wanted, but I didn't feel like Creighton, could guard us, if we took the ball at the basket, and we did a little better job of that. We forced some shots where we had opportunities, after they figured out we were going to drive it at the hole, they started collapsing a lot more. We had opportunities to make shots for each other, and we didn't do it. Again, it's making guys, do the things that they're not comfortable doing. Blocking out and going getting the ball, or diving after a loose ball, getting back, talking, bending. Those aren't natural things. And we're just trying to get them to do the tough things a whole lot better.
Nate's, as you said, very questionable. Where's Dad at for tomorrow?
Very questionable.
Way not playing in the last game, that was strictly at your discretion.
Yeah, no. He took some bad shots against San Diego State after we had talked about it. And, he's done a better job here in practice the last 2 days. And as I mentioned, we need him. He's a talented young man. But for whatever reason, my message, has not resonated with him at all for the last month. And, his shooting percentages are bad because he takes bad shots and quick shots. And our guys don't know when he's taking them. And, I just can't get him to understand. But he has done a better job the last 2 days. I've been really pleased. We had a meeting on Friday, he and I, and talked about a lot of things. He really had a good practice Saturday and yesterday. So that was really encouraging, and hopefully we're on the same page. And we need his talent. We need another ball handler. So I sure hope that we can make some steps in the right direction.
What are your thoughts on USC?
Talented team. Just won the Maui 7-0. Really talented. They all pass, catch, shoot, score a lot of points, averaging 90. It's be a big challenge with the whole team. It's a bigger challenge, if some of the guys aren't able to play. So, no, it'll be a big challenge. Again, we've got a tough week here. We're coming off a tough week, and we've got a tough week here. We're not playing very well, so it's going to be really important for our guys to man up here a little bit, and hopefully the crowd will give us a little boost, and we'll play a little harder, play a little smarter, get connected as a team, and make some progress.
When the net gets released this morning, Dana, postseason resumes are the furthest from anybody's mind. I understand that, but when the analytics aren't very kind right now, how alarming do you think that gets across to the players?
Oh, I don't know. I told them not to worry about that stuff. We got worried just about getting better and take the next step. We've played 7 of 32 games. That's where we're at, and we haven't played well. And so again, that's on me. And now we move from here. We can't worry about the analytics. We got to worry about getting better. And it's a long season. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to play really good teams. So we'll have opportunities. But right now, we've got to get better. This is an important month for us, to get better. And December, we're going to have to make some strides. And obviously with finals next week and Christmas break, there's a couple breaks in there. But we've got to get better. And then we just got to go swing away and try to win some games.
Maybe lost in the negative side of it is Kwame's play the last four games has been really high. And I guess with Nate being questionable, how important is he going to be even more so of just playing?
Well, him going and rebounding and getting some things started has been good for us. He got in foul trouble against Creighton with a couple bad fouls, which, really hurt him. It hurt us. But, no, he's played much better. And, it all started with just going and rebounding the ball, getting involved. If he stands on the perimeter and just kind of waits for things, he really struggles. But when he's going after rebounds and getting involved in the game, he does a pretty good job. And he has played solid, and I think it all starts with his rebounding.